Welcome everybody. I was gonna film something a little different today. However, it is super cold and super rainy. So I figured I'd do more of like a low-key kind of video, not much effort. Because honestly, I just want to curl up in bed because it is so cold and it's been raining all day. And honestly, it's supposed to rain all week. So I just want something simple for this week. So I figured I would give you guys a full in-depth tattoo tour. Yay! This is gonna be kind of hard to do because I kind of have a lot of tattoos and a lot of them are shitty. And honestly, I always forget about certain tattoos that I have. So I'm gonna try to make sure I get all of them. But I think it would be fun to go through all of them and like rate the pain, how much I spent on them, and just kind of the lore behind the tattoos. So let's get started. So I think I got my first tattoo when I was around like 15 or 16. I know that's very young, but I was super into tattooing growing up. I actually, before I started doing what I'm doing now, I really wanted to be a tattoo artist. I even have like a portfolio and everything. Unfortunately, I never went through with that, clearly, but I used to do it like on my friends and myself and my family. So like to learn how to tattoo. So I definitely got a tattoo a lot younger than most people, but it's because I was really interested in it and my parents really just like wanted to fuel any career path that I was interested in. Props to my dad because he was actually the first one who bought all of my tattoo supplies. So when I was like, I think 15 or 16, he bought me a bunch of tattoo supplies. It was to practice on like oranges and shit like that, but let's be real, I didn't do that. Most kids at 15 or 16 don't do that. So I do have kind of a lot of just like stick and pokes from that time where I was just tattooing myself. So I guess that brings us to our very first tattoo, which is on my ankle. So my dad was kind of really like strict about me tattooing myself, and basically the rules were like I could tattoo places that weren't seen as often. So no arms, no legs, but feet were okay, and like ankles and shit were okay. So I'll insert a picture right here and scoot over so I can leave it there while I talk. So yeah, this is my first tattoo. I think this is my first one. I honestly don't remember the order I got these, but I think this is the first tattoo. It is a little set of cherries on my ankle. If I'm being completely honest, the story behind this tattoo is I was super obsessed with Harry Styles at this time, and he had just come out with Fine Line, the album, and there's a song Cherry on there, and that was my favorite song. Also, one of my favorite songs during that time was Cherry Wine by Hozier, and I figured why not just tattoo some cherries? Even like growing up, like during that time, I had a bunch of like shirts with cherries on it and stuff like that. But yeah, specifically because of the song Cherry by Harry Styles and Cherry Wine by Hozier were my favorite songs at the time, so I tattooed some cherries. That leads us to our second tattoo during that same time. Again, I'm not completely sure of the order in which I got these because I don't know, it's all kind of a mess up here. So I'm just gonna go kind of like before I was 18. So the next tattoo I think was the one on kind of top of my ankle. It just has my birth year. If y'all didn't know, I was born in 2005 and I'm 19. A lot of people think I'm older than I am, which I guess I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I was born in 2005. So yeah, I just tattooed my birth year on my foot. My sister kind of has a matching one with her birth year and it says like the cent sign. Kind of self-explanatory on that one. That one's also a stick and poke that I did on myself. My next stick and poke tattoo was this diamond. This is another, like I said, stick and poke that I did on myself before I was 18. I really like the way it looks, honestly. I think I did a really good job on it. I got this because I used to work at a restaurant. Not gonna disclose which one, but there was a guy who came in and he was a homeless guy, and I had never really seen him before. He wasn't like a regular, he wouldn't come in often, but he had some medical issues. I'm not gonna get too much into it because it is a very graphic story, but he was having some medical issues, and when we called for help, obviously, the EMS workers were just so rude to him and treating him honestly like shit. And it was just sad. It was really sad to watch, and I just wanted to always have a reminder of that moment. His name was Diamond. The guy who had that happen to, his name was Diamond. So I just wanted to have that as a reminder. He was a really cool guy, really nice guy. I don't understand why they were being such assholes to him. I don't know if it was because he was homeless or whatever, but you know, I think it's a good reminder. When that happened, I just kind of was like taken aback. That's why I got that tattoo. My next tattoo, I think, I'm like checking on myself to see if I'm missing any, but I think the next tattoo I got was on my foot. And this is a bedroom cover. The album I think is called Grow. And let me tell you, this was one of my favorite albums growing up. And I just loved the album art on that cover. So I tattooed it on my foot. And yes, me, I tattooed it on my foot. I have to say that was probably the most painful tattoo I have ever gotten and probably will ever get. It was awful and I will never do it again because I was sitting with my knee to my chest tattooing my foot. Why? Don't know. I will never do that again. That was awful. If I do eventually want to go get it finished, I'll definitely do it professionally. Yeah, that was rough. That was really rough. And still to this day, I'm not exactly sure how the f I ended up doing that. How I got the courage to do that, I don't f***ing know. I was like on something because I would never do that shit today at all. I was a different breed at 16, I guess. I don't know. And for the other ones, I like totally forgot to say the pain scale of them. But like anything around the foot is kind of icky. It kind of hurts. The ankle sucks too. That's super sensitive. But I will say it's different with stick and pokes versus actually a machine tattoo because stick and pokes I feel like hurt way less. It's way slower than getting a traditional tattoo. But I mean, I guess it really just depends on your pain scale. But at least for me, that shit sucked ass. It was bad. Moving on. My next tattoo after that, I think, again, this is pre-professional tattoo, I think is this one. I'm gonna try and cover some of the other ones. It's this little heart hand guy right here. And this one is actually another stick and poke. Let me get closer so I can show you. This is my next one. And that one was another stick and poke I did on myself. And that was like my first tattoo that I did on my arm. And I remember like going to my mom about it. I was like, can I please do it? And she was like, yeah, I guess so. Just don't make it big. And I made it big. And I love it though. I think it's super abstract. It's just some Pinterest tattoo. There's really no point behind it. I just liked it and I wanted to practice on myself. So I did it. Moving on. I have a bunch of like tinier tattoos on my wrist right here. I think the next one I did is this J right here. It is a little janky. This is the first tattoo I ever did with a machine. And I wanted to do it on myself, so I kind of knew how to use it and I would mess up on myself rather than somebody else. So that's the first one I ever did with a machine and I love it. It's just a little J for my name. Following that, I also did this with a machine. It's gonna look crooked because anatomy, but when I'm like this, it's perfect to my arm, okay? When I move it like this, obviously it's gonna look crooked. I have this and it says, Wish You Were Here, which is a Pink Floyd song, and also growing up during this time, and still to this day, Pink Floyd is my favorite band. I love Pink Floyd. All their songs literally mean so much to me, and especially like really during this time, I love them so much and they've just really made a big impact on my life and their music is just, it means a lot to me. So I got Wish You Were Here. It's one of my favorite songs. None of these tattoos were really that bad. Honestly, I don't remember them. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I don't remember these tattoos very well. So I guess we're gonna do the pain scale more on like the professional tattoos that I've gotten because I definitely remember that way more. The next one I have is this little 3 right here, is the Roman numeral 3. It's a little janky. My brother-in-law did it on me. My mom has 1, my sister has 2, and then I have 3 because I'm the 3rd. Again, I don't really remember getting that tattoo. I totally forgot something. I actually have another tattoo and I actually believe this was my first tattoo. Please don't make fun of me. This is probably one of my worst tattoos and I always forget about it because I hide it with rings, but it's on the inside of my finger and it's this janky ass ladybug. I know you can't see it that well, it's bad, but there's actually a really funny backstory behind this one. So my sister used to work with this girl who knew a girl who tattooed. And so we were like, okay, let's go get tattooed by this girl. And it was janky as hell. Her kids were running around. We were in her kitchen, whatever. But the funny part is that I got this tattoo And then I think 2 to 3 months later, Mickey actually got tattooed by the same girl a few times, and we didn't even know each other. Like, we were just getting tattooed by the same girl and had no clue like about each other, which I think is so funny. Anyways, moving on. I got that one. I think that was actually my first tattoo. I don't remember, honestly. Following all these little ones up here, I do have another one of my first tattoos with an actual machine. And it is this one on my arm right here. I'm gonna show you. But it's this like little skull guy and it says RIP. It's kind of really sick, I'm not gonna lie. I actually got this tattoo. It's just another Pinterest tattoo. When I was learning to use a machine, I was just trying to do something fun. Just a little skull guy. I really like it. It's just a Pinterest tattoo, so it really doesn't have any meaning. And like I said, I don't know if it hurt. I don't remember. But moving on to my next tattoo after that is this one up here. This one up here. Us and Them is another Pink Floyd song, and this is just a stupid little eyeball. Funny backstory again. I think that was actually my first tattoo with machine ever. These are kind of out of order again. I don't remember exactly when I got them. Anyways, I really wanted a tattoo. One night we were just hanging around having fun. I knew I loved Pink Floyd and I was like, an eyeball would be cool. So my brother-in-law actually tattooed that on me. I think my sister got something too, but I don't remember. But yeah, it was a fun night. I think I was like 16, 17 when I got that one. But my next one is kind of horrific, so be ready. Jump scare. I almost forgot it, but let me show you what it is. It is on my other arm. This is what it looks like. This one's actually really funny. I have a picture of me getting this tattoo done. I'll insert it right here. It's honestly a very iconic photo. But one night I was with my best friend and my sister, and we're like, we should all get matching tattoos. And so we did. And it's those. There's a song called When You Die by MGMT, and it was our favorite song during that time. And I think I was just like doodling one night and I drew a bunch of these faces, and we figured, okay, we'll just each get a face that I drew. And so my brother-in-law tattooed it on us. The other ones, my sisters and my best friends, are horrific as well, but it's a really good memory. So it's honestly one of my favorite tattoos because it's just a funny story and honestly a great night. I gotta take a little tea break because I'm talking a lot. Also, I guarantee I'm gonna forget at least one tattoo, but I'm gonna try my best to remember them all. I think that's all of my non-professional tattoos, I think. I'm not exactly sure. Again, if I think of one, I'll just throw it in there. But moving on, I'm 18 now. I'm 18. It is my 18th birthday. And guess what I want to do on my 18th birthday? Go get f***ing tattooed. So on my 18th birthday, I actually went the week before. My tattoo artist, Mark, I'll tag him below. I was actually best friends with his daughter growing up. So he's kind of like a family friend. He's fully tattooed my dad, tattoos my mom. So I've known him for such a long time, and I literally, like, he watched me grow up, which is kind of crazy. Very full circle that he's my tattoo artist. He is insanely good, insanely. I honest to God will not let anybody else tattoo me because his work is that good. So on my 18th birthday, I had to go get tattooed. So my very first tattoo on my 18th birthday were my clocks. Let me show you. I'm gonna have to take my sweatshirt off so you can really see them. So my very first professional tattoo were the clocks that go down my arm. Let me show you. This is the first one. I can't get over how good this tattoo is. And ignore my sunburn, it's pretty bad. But yeah, there's this one, and then this one right here, and then finally this one on my wrist. I got these tattoos because obviously it's a tribute to Salvador Dali, which is the artist who created this surrealist painting, but also like the song Time by Pink Floyd. That song always just had such a big impact on me. And it's just kind of a reminder that don't sit and wait, you know? You don't have a lot of time on this earth, just go for it. I don't remember these hurting really bad at all. Again, first professional tattoo, adrenaline is kind of real. I don't remember them hurting like at all. And I think I only paid $300 for them, but plus the one I'm about to show you. So $300 for the clocks and this one that I'm about to show you. So if you didn't know, my birthday is on Valentine's Day, February 14th. So I got, oh my God, I completely forgot my back tattoo, which is literally one of my biggest tattoos. I'm gonna have to insert a picture because I can't show you my back. But I got this before I was 18 too. I got this from my boyfriend's best friend. He was super into tattooing as well, so we did a little trade. So I tattooed him and he tattooed me. And he tattooed Valentine down my back. I think I was 17 when I got this done. Honestly, I don't remember this hurting at all either. I know sometimes people say the back is kind of iffy. I think I had more of a problem with the lower back than the upper back, and it was just like I would get kind of like shooting pains and it would kind of make me like flinch a little bit, but I don't think it was super bad at all. Moving on to what I was saying before that. On my 18th birthday, I also got this Cupid right here on my chest. Obviously, I'm a Valentine's Day baby, so after I got the Cupid done, I kind of realized that I want to start having more of a theme to my tattoos, and that being I'm a Valentine's Day baby. So I wanted to lean more into like the softer hearts Valentine kind of vibe with the rest of my tattoos. I would say most of them are like that except for one that I have. Oh my god, I just realized I forgot half of my tattoos. Okay, backtracking more. This is gonna be a mess because I told you I'm gonna forget some. Backtracking, before I was 18, I also did these on my legs. Let me show you. I have this stick and poke. I'm sorry, this is gonna be hard to show you guys. But I have this stick and poke Hello Kitty right here that I did on myself. I actually have another picture of me doing this one, so I'll insert it somewhere right here. And then I also have this cursive writing and it says, "Call it fate." There's a song by The Strokes called "Call it fate, call it karma." Again, one of my favorite songs ever. It's such a good song. And actually on the other leg, I had "Call it karma." So it said "Call it fate, call it karma." But here's where I f***ed up, okay? I told you guys I was super into tattooing, and I figured I would try to do a cover up. Why? I don't know, because it was fine. I don't know why I tried to cover it up, but I f***ed up. This is the only tattoo that I can say I honest to God regret because it's f***ing bad. I see it more as a character building tattoo, and I think honestly, if you don't have a couple shitty tattoos, then what are you doing? So without further ado, let me show you. This is my 8-ball tattoo. Like I said, it's super shitty. I try to cover something up and honestly you can see right through it, so I don't know why. Moving on, also on this leg, I have this little sun guy with his tongue sticking out. I also did this one on myself. I love this tattoo. It's just a Pinterest tattoo, nothing crazy, but I really do like this tattoo. I also forgot something else. I have this little guy on my knee and it's something my boyfriend actually doodled. I just really liked it, so I tattooed it on myself, but yeah, it's just a little doodle. I thought it was cute, so it. Anyways, going back to what I was saying before this. Ever since I got the Cupid done, I kind of figured I wanted to start theming my tattoos more and have more of something that was cohesive rather than just kind of random shit, you know? And so I wanted to lean more into like the Valentine kind of theme, right? So following my Cupid tattoo, my next tattoo after that were the angels on my stomach. So let me show you. I'm gonna have to insert a picture because it's gonna be super hard to show. So here's a picture of the angels on my stomach. And honestly, I didn't think they were that bad at all. And I always heard people saying that like your stomach is the worst, like it's gonna suck. But honestly, I didn't think it was terrible. I've definitely had tattoos that were worse for pain in my opinion, but I didn't think it was terrible. I did get them at separate times, so I don't know if that made a difference, but even then I really didn't think it was all that bad. But I love these tattoos. They're so gorgeous, so beautiful. After I got my angels done, I decided I think I need another angel. So I ended up getting my Betty Boop angel done. Let me show you. I got this Betty Boop angel and she's gorgeous. I love her so much. I don't remember that one hurting that much either. I thought it was pretty simple. I think anything on your arms is pretty easy. But yeah, I think I paid like $180 for it. Super cheap, super good quality. I love that tattoo so much. The next one after that is when I got my Batsumaru tattoo. Let me show you. This is my Batsumaru tattoo. And I actually got a matching tattoo with my mumsies. So when my sister turned 18, my sister got a matching tattoo with my mom, and they got the Tinkerbell stars behind their ears. And I personally wasn't a Tinkerbell kid. I was a Hello Kitty kid. So I figured that instead of getting something Disney related, my mom and I could get Hello Kitty characters. So my favorite character was always Batsumaru, and my mom got Keroppi. So cute. I'll have to insert a picture. My mom loves it too. She loves her tattoo. I love my little Batsumaru. He looks so angry and I love it. He's just so moody. That was also the first tattoo that I got with color. And I think that kind of like enlightened something in me because I was always super against color. I never wanted color tattoos. I hated the way they look. Mark, my tattoo artist, was like, just throw a little bit of color in there. You never know. So I colored him yellow in the appropriate spot. And like I said, I think I was just changed after that because I ended up getting more color tattoos later on. So my next tattoo after that, my tramp stamp. And honestly, I love this tattoo. It's just 3 little skulls. I got this kind of on a whim. My friend and I were just like, I wanna go get tattooed. And I'm like, yeah, I'm always down to go get tattooed. So I just got it done. There's really no story behind it. I just liked it and I think it's cool. I always forget that I have it, but it's cool. I like it. I don't remember this hurting at all either. I think I paid $80 for it. My next tattoo after that was actually this heart on my finger. It looks so lopsided on camera, but it does not look like that in person. And I have makeup on my hands, so ignore that. But yeah, I have this little heart on my finger and this is gonna make me sound a little cuckoo, but one night I was just kind of pissed off and I was like, you know what will make me feel better? A tattoo. So I tattooed myself a little heart on there. And I love it, super simple. I definitely want more hand tattoos in the future. I really do want my hands tattooed. I kind of want to wait till I'm older because you never really know. Anything can happen. I always wanted to wait to get my hands tattooed. Maybe till I'm like 24, 25. Maybe I'll get them tattooed if I still want them when my frontal lobe develops. My next tattoo is another one that I got on my 19th birthday. Kind of tradition for me to go get a tattoo on my birthday. For this one, I kind of just, again, it was just scrolling on Pinterest and found something I like. Again, keeping with like the Valentine kind of theme. It's this one. Let me show you. Here she is. And I'll definitely insert a picture too while I'm talking about it. It's just a little clown baby holding a cat and I love this tattoo and this is everybody's favorite tattoo on me. They always say this is their favorite tattoo that I have. I can't say it's my favorite, but I do really like it obviously. But what's actually super funny and it's nothing I've ever felt in my life was I actually had tattoo regret after I got this done. And I don't know why because I love it. It's a beautiful tattoo. But when I got it done, I was just like, huh. I don't know why, because now I love it and like after it healed and everything, I love it. I definitely introduced way more color into this tattoo than I did any of my other tattoos. So I think that's maybe why I was so kind of iffy on it at first. But I love this tattoo. I love the color in it. Moving on to my next tattoo. Probably my favorite tattoo that I have. This one right here. It's gonna be hard to show because it kind of wraps around my arm, but let me try to show you a full 360, I guess. So this is the tattoo and it is of a unicorn with some foliage and stuff around it. And this is definitely the tattoo that has the most color. It's probably one of my favorite tattoos and it's funny because it's actually a cover up. I tattooed some busted ass sun on my wrist and it always drove me crazy and I hated it and I hated looking at it and I would always cover it up with bracelets and I figured, you know, I need to get it covered because it's so f***ing ugly. But I'm so happy I did and I'm so happy I chose this design because it's just so beautiful. The colors, just everything about it is just gorgeous. But here's the problem. When I went to go get this tattoo, I was feeling good. I had me a little Panda Express beforehand. I sat down and he starts tattooing me. He does the outline, I'm fine. Okay. He starts to go in with color. I told him, I was like, Mark, you gotta give me a second. I don't know what the f was wrong with me the day I got this tattooed, but I almost passed out. I have never been like that ever in my life. Ever. I used to pierce myself at 14 with safety pins and I am tapping out of a tattoo. I remember getting this done and I was like literally borderline passing out. I ate stuff and I was drinking soda and if you know me, that's rare because I f***ing hate soda, but I was drinking it for the sugar and I could not like stop feeling so fucking sick. And I told Mara, I was like, I can't finish this today. This is the only tattoo I've ever tapped out of and it was bad. It was so bad. So I actually went back to get it finished. The second time was awful too. It was awful. I almost tapped out of that too, but I was like, I have to get this tattoo finished because I just have to. I don't know what the fuck it was about this tattoo. I don't know if it was just because it was covering up something that was previously there, or it's right on my bone right here. It's literally right on my bone. I don't know what it was. That is by far the most painful tattoo I've ever gotten. And it wasn't even necessarily like the exact pain of it. I was just not having it for this tattoo. It was so bad. I remember even when I got to the part that's literally on my bone right here, I told Mark, I'm like, you don't even have to color it. Don't even fucking worry about it. But he did it anyways, which I'm glad he did. So after that, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was scared of getting tattooed again because I didn't know if something like had happened to me where like I just couldn't take pain anymore or like what was going on. But I finally sucked up and got another tattoo. And it's actually my most recent tattoo, and it is the one on my stomach. I'll insert the picture, but I actually showed you guys a few weeks ago when I actually got it done because I did kind of a video around it. I got heaven, and it goes with my angels, and I love it so much. It's definitely one of my favorite tattoos. It's gorgeous. I'll just show you now because you're right here. This is what it looks like with my angels. It's definitely one of my favorite tattoos. It's actually an album from Mannequin Pussy, one of my favorite bands, which I'm going to go see very soon, and I'm very excited. That album just means so much to me. I love that album. I love the band, and I figured it would just look so good with my angels just right there, so I got it done. Coming from this tattoo that I was scared to get tattooed after to that one, I remember sitting down and I was like, I'm so nervous, and it was not shit. It was probably one of the most easiest tattoos I've ever gotten, and it only took him like no shit 10 minutes to do. 10 minutes. And I think I paid like 50 for it, something like that. I don't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but it was super cheap, super fast, literally 10 minutes. I was like, oh my God, are you finished? And he was like, yeah, it's just a few words. And yeah. So I don't know why I was so scared. I definitely want to get more in the future. I don't know. I don't really have any plans to go get tattooed anytime soon, but it is starting to be winter, which is tattoo season. So maybe I will. I don't know. I think I covered everything. There could be some I'm missing. I don't think so though. I don't really know. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know it's a little different from what I usually post. A lot of me talking, which I typically don't do because I don't know. I just kind of find it boring sometimes when I talk too much. So I'm sorry if you don't like these kind of videos, but if you do, let me know. So if you like this video, if you could like, subscribe, hit the bell notification to get notified every single time I post. Also shaved my eyebrows. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I kind of love it. Anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.